The hunter has become the hunted. Chuck Schumer busted. Ready for an investigation on this guy? It's been a long time coming. Welcome to the Doug TenNapel channel. This is where the happy patriots are. This is about a controversial statement that Chuck Schumer made back when he threatened the members of the Supreme Court. And this is part of Trump's investigation now back into Chuck Schumer. He could be seriously busted. Hope you guys have subscribed. Join us right here in Exile. Let's get to the article. Look at this. Here's where I got the tweet from. This is from the General breaking. Chuck Schumer is now officially under investigation by the Department of Justice for making threats against conservative U.S. Supreme Court justices. It's important that we mention that it is conservative because he's a liberal. It shows it as a political driven, ideologically driven threat. It's different than just making empty words, but it shows that he was trying to incite violence. You also have Hakeem Jeffries.
We are going to fight it legislatively. We are going to fight it in the courts, and we're going to fight it in the streets.
Where Trump demanded that he apologize for saying the streets will fight back, like encouraging the streets to go after Trump. You'd normally say, it's just words. But that's not the standard that the Democrats set. The Democrats set that Trump telling people to peacefully walk over to the Capitol and protest, they said that is an insurrection, him asking for an insurrection. So I just want to know, when Chuck Schumer says this, and we have the video clip coming up, how is this not an incitement to violence? Watch this.
What's at stake? Over the last 3 years, women's reproductive rights have come under attack in a way we haven't seen in modern history. From Louisiana to Missouri to Texas, Republican legislatures are waging a war on women, all women. And they're taking away fundamental rights. I want to tell you, Gorsuch, I want to tell you, Kavanaugh, you have released the whirlwind, and you will pay the price.
Ooh, that's very specific. Pay the price.
You won't know what hit you if you go forward with these awful decisions.
You won't know what hit you.
Bottom line is very simple. We will stand with the American people. We will stand with American women. We will tell President Trump and Senate Republicans who have stacked the court with right-wing ideologues that you're going to be gone in November and you will never be able to do what you're trying to do now, ever again.
You will be gone in November. Gone? Chuck Schumer? That's violent. This is Tom Fitton from Judicial Watch with a little bit of detail on this whole thing.
Schumer said, or actually screamed, I want to tell you, Gorsuch, I want to tell you, Kavanaugh, you have released the whirlwind and will pay the price. You won't know what hit you if you go forward with these awful decisions. Can you believe that? Threatening 2 Supreme Court justices? You will pay the price. You won't know what hit you. You will pay the price. You won't know what hit you. If I had said that, I'd have 2 U.S. Marshals in my office, or frankly, probably in my home, in the least questioning me, questioning my family, questioning everyone here at Judicial Watch, anyone else I had talked to, about that threat on the Supreme Court. Justice Roberts responded, rightly so, said that type of language is dangerous. Dangerous. Of course it is.
And at the very least, Chief Justice Roberts felt that it was dangerous. And that's the real point of Chuck Schumer. They're threatening the Supreme Court so that they live in fear of all the decisions they make. This is specifically Chuck Schumer talking about their decisions they would make regarding Roe or other conservative things, that they should fear danger, and Justice Roberts said he feared. Okay, so now we're going to this. This is the MSNBC article where all that kerfuffle came from over Chuck Schumer. D.C. U.S. Attorney fires January 6th protesters, launches new probes. This is the new acting D.C. U.S. Attorney. This is a temporary job. Interim D.C. U.S. Attorney Edward Martin Jr. on Friday dismissed about 30 federal prosecutors who had worked on January 6th, 2021 Capitol riot cases. That's 30 federal prosecutors. They're gone for persecuting the January 6th rioters over the past 4 years, undertaking a house cleaning of the top prosecutor's office in Washington while preparing to extend the office's scrutiny to top Democrat leaders and former Justice Department officials, people close to Martin said. We're going to get it, it's ways down here on the Chuck Schumer thing, but it's in here. The prosecutors were on probationary status after being converted to full-time from short-term positions after Election Day under circumstances the Trump administration is investigating, according to documents from Martin and Acting Deputy Attorney General Emil Bove, that were emailed around 5 p.m. and viewed by the Washington Post. Now, this is simple. Biden took a bunch of temporary prosecutors and tried to make them permanent after Trump's election day. He was just trying to seed the government with permanent jobs so it'd be more difficult for Trump to remove them. And he just goes in and just fires them all. Trump did. In his first 11 days in office, Martin, 54 years old, has moved quickly to align the office with President Trump's political views. Or another way to put that would be to unalign them from Joe Biden's immoral, duplicitous Democrat political views, and drawn significant criticism in the process only by the media and only by Democrats and only by Marxists. Since being appointed on January 20th, Martin has ordered top supervisors in the office to investigate their colleagues' handling of the Capitol riot, persecutions, in the wake of Trump's mass pardons and threatened subordinates who disclose or criticize his actions. And he appeared to set the sights on scrutinizing the nation's top elected Democrat, sending what he called a letter of inquiry to Senate Minority Leader Charles E. Schumer, Democrat of New York, about his quickly walked back statement. See how the media is trying to cover for him? This is an opinion that after Schumer made that threat, he quickly walked it back. They're like, in a quickly walked back statement. No, he didn't apologize for it. In his quickly walked back statement in a March 2020 rally, that two of Trump's recent nominated Supreme Court justices, Neil Gorsuch and Brett Kavanaugh, would, quote, pay the price, unquote, for a vote against abortion rights. We talk threats against public officials very seriously. I look forward to your cooperation, Martin wrote Schumer in January 21 letter obtained by the Post. That's the Washington Post. I'm still trying to find this document. The actual letter is not publicly available, so only the Washington Post has seen it, and they did not put any more of the quote out to the public other than we take threats against public officials very seriously, Martin wrote to Schumer. I look forward to your cooperation, unquote. So now we find out if Schumer's going to work with Martin at the Justice Department. Is it time to get Schumer? Let's bring him before, let's get a congressional investigation. Let's get him censured. I don't think he was just kidding around with those kinds of statements. Certainly when you see how radical Democrats act against conservatives and Republicans and Supreme Court justices, by the way. Kavanaugh, remember, had this trans guy show up at his house. The FBI busted him. He had I think a box cutter, duct tape for taping him up, caught him. A trans guy. They didn't talk about the trans thing because that was too politically incorrect. We're going to find out. I'm going to keep you guys posted. Hope you guys stick around. I'm Doug in Exile. New video coming up right here. Subscribe right there. Boop.